Hi, I'm Roxy. I'm an illustrator and digital brush maker. A moment ago, I released a brush pack just in time for hashtag Mermaid. It's got brushes for fish scales, hair, water reflections, and more. And it's free to grab within the next week. Thereafter, it will be a few dollars. Stay tuned, and I'll show you how to grab it and how to use it. If you look in the description of the video, you'll find a link of where you can download it from Gumroad or Cubebrush if you prefer. If you're seeing this within the promo launch period, all you need to do is put a 0 in the price field or another number if you're feeling generous and click to get it. There's a separate zip file for each program, so you can download them all or just the program you're using. So we've got Clip Studio Paint 5, Corel Painter 2023, Krita, PaintStorm Studio, Photoshop, Procreate, and Rebelle 8 Pro. Unzip it and follow the instructions in the TXT file to install it. Okay, so I'm going to very quickly go through each brush so that you can see if it's going to be useful for you and also have some tips on how best to use them. So I'm in PaintStorm Studio right now, which is where I first created the pack. Your brushes might be in a different order, and depending on your program, you might be missing one or two of them simply because that program's brush engine wouldn't allow me to recreate that particular type of brush there, but I'll tell you exactly which ones when we get to them. Okay, so as I said, your brushes might be in a different order. My first bunch are the scale brushes. The first 4 scale brushes are each a different type of scale, and it's a single scale that repeats in a single row. So what you do is you paint a line of scales and then you kind of line it up and you paint another row, repeating until you've got a bunch. What I like to do is I like to use a mesh transform on them to fit them to the curve of the fish. And sometimes I also like to overlay multiple types of scales. So for example, you could use this one and then choose a lighter color and use this other one to make highlights on the edges. So try them out singularly and in combination. Scale 05 is more the impression of scales than actual scales. I find it can be useful to mostly use this brush all over the fish tail, and then in key areas just add the odd bit of actual scale detail using the previous 4 brushes. But this one is just, I find it to be quite versatile. And the next brush, Scale 05 Taper, is the same brush except that its size is controlled by the pressure you exert. And this can make painting things in perspective a little bit quicker because you just press lightly for the areas that are further away. You get the small scales and then you ramp up your pressure for the closer bits. So you can very quickly create that rounded effect without using mesh warp. Then I created this one, which I call Scale Strip. It is for creating those dotty little glow lines that some fish have down the sides of their bodies. Okay, then I've got 4 sets of fish skin, because not all fish have scales, and even those that do don't have scales everywhere. So each of these is a different texture which you can use to get that fishy skin look. So you can try each one of these and see which one you like. Maybe you like them in combination with each other or at a smaller size. You can also obviously adjust the size of these brushes, and the texture adjusts with them because it's built into the brush and not a paper texture. So then I've got a simple fin brush which has got a little bit of a hollow streak to it. You can also use it as an eraser to cut into the fin and define it better. I like to lay down a few strokes to get that basic shape, and then I'll go grab a lighter color to highlight bits and a darker color to just create that dark glossy look. Then, because mermaids typically have hair, I thought it would be a good idea to include a couple of my favorite hair brushes. First, the hair strand. This is just a nice simple brush, not necessarily just for strands of hair, but also for sketching and drawing in general. You can use it for detailing, but it is great for just doing those stray bits of hair that are flying everywhere. Hair lock, on the other hand, is more groups of hair, which is typically how I like to start hair. It's got a bit of a streak to it, and you can see you can use this for straight hair or for wavy hair. And I've also got this afro brush for tighter curls. Then the next two hair brushes are special. The wild one is for creating that crazy underwater hair look. This is me some years ago messing around with my Sony underwater camera. Unfortunately, I dropped it by mistake and it broke, but it was fun while it lasted. Anyway, so this is the brush that is useful for creating wild looking underwater hair. Unfortunately, not all brush engines are the same, and on some programs I couldn't create a brush that behaves quite like this. So this particular brush is only for PaintStorm Studio, Rebelle 8 Pro, where it actually turned out really nice there. Let me quickly show you. See that? Corel Painter 2023. Not exactly the same. I had to create a particle brush to try and get something like this. But it's kind of cool. It works. And then on Krita also not exactly the same. This is Krita's bristle brush engine. But again, it works. Unfortunately, I couldn't make this brush for Procreate, Clip Studio Paint, or Photoshop. The brush engines just don't support it. Then we've got hair dynamic. This brush automatically tapers the hair whenever you end the stroke. So you don't need to use pressure to control the stroke end. And because it doesn't rely on pressure, you can even use a mouse, which I don't recommend for illustrating. Go and get yourself a tablet. Even the cheapest one is better than a mouse. But anyway, it uses a technology called post correction. Again, not all programs are able to do that with their brush engines. I was able to create this particular brush in Clip Studio Paint and Procreate as well, and kind of in Krita, although it works a bit differently. You'll see. And then the last brush that I have is for creating those underwater ripple reflections. Also, remember that if you have a program that has a mesh warp, basically all of them except Corel Painter, then you can fold this around objects to make it look more natural. So that's it for now. I do plan on adding some more brushes to this pack in the future. Bubbles, maybe shells, we'll see. And of course, any updates to it won't carry any extra cost. You'll be able to update your pack to the latest version for free. But that's all for now. Hope you enjoy the brushes and make some beautiful mermaids next month for #mermaid. If you make anything with them, at me on socials and I will go out of my way to like and share it. Thank you to my dear patrons. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for watching. Much obliged if you leave a like and subscribe. Until the next one, God bless.